This is the Mack G Show.
Welcome to episode 10 of the Mack G Show. Woo! I know, it's incredible. Oh, hold on. We're recording this a little bit early, so if all goes well, this will be airing on December 12th. And you know what that means?
That means I have to get my shit together and start thinking about buying Christmas presents.
So you do your fair share of that in the family?
I do not. I usually, I mean, for my parents, for my family, more like my wife.
That's all I have to worry about.
Yeah, and then again, I would go to the mall whatever weekend before Christmas.
And then that's good.
Yeah, it was good.
I gotcha. The other thing I want to comment on before we introduce our guest is to like and subscribe if you can. Want to make sure you don't miss anything. Don't miss an episode. What?
You didn't ask me what was going on. I have a couple of things.
What's going on?
My anniversary was yesterday.
Oh, now I feel like a jerk.
28 years. So it was nice. We went out for dinner, and then when I got home, guess what Zeus ate?
The gift that you got her?
He ate the ottoman. He ate my favorite Red Sox hat. I wear it all the time.
That's tough.
I came home, it was gone.
Well,
it was like
tough.
He ate the back, the front, everything. Gone.
Oh, man.
I'm so bummed out. But anyway, go ahead. Go back.
Do you think he'll ever fix that habit?
I mean, he's a little over a year now. We're hoping that he would kind of stop that.
Maybe the 2-year mark is the mark that you
Again,
want.
he's the only one of my pups that aren't crate trained, and that's a bummer.
That is a bummer.
So
that is a bummer. Well, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
You got it. All right. I would like to introduce our first guest. Not first guest, our guest for today. I would like to introduce our guest for today. Today's guest has had a fascinating journey. Born in Mississippi and raised in Florida, and now living in Massachusetts. Ryan didn't focus on fitness until his time in culinary school, where his commitment to improving his health led to a significant weight loss. He earned a bachelor's in nutrition, worked in kitchens of all kinds, and transitioned into product development, creating foods you see on grocery store shelves. Now managing manufacturing for CPG companies, Ryan is a proud dad of 2 boys, a devoted husband, a real estate enthusiast, and a former Massachusetts state powerlifting record holder.
Wow.
We're thrilled to have him on the show. Welcome, Ryan Leaker.
Thanks, guys. Good to be here.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Where to start? We want to talk about growing up.
Yeah.
And kind of what brought you from Mississippi to here.
Sure.
But before we get into that, is there any crazy food that you've ever made, or any food that you've developed? Like anything?
Did you make that blowfish? that if you make it wrong, you're dead.
You mean in kitchens or
Either. Just like a real quick, if there's something that stands out.
So I started my career after school making tortilla chips, which
nice.
was, I don't know, kind of a cool thing to do coming out of school, was making tortilla chips.
Do you think you're as
Pretty
good now as
random.
you were then of making them?
I don't know. I haven't tried. I haven't tried it in a while. Probably. I could probably.
You
still
need a
figure
big
it
vat
out.
of boiling oil or something.
You need a
right?
lot of corn, a lot of fat, and a lot of oil. Yeah. And
Got it.
get it to.
After
get it to
doing
go.
that for a while, do you then learn to not want to have tortillas?
Yeah, you get sick of them pretty quick, for sure.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'd say
Gotta have good salsa.
Gotta have good salsa.
that is true.
It's an important part of it.
Yeah, extremely good, important part of it. All right. So let's start with born in Mississippi,
Correct.
and then how old before you made your next move to somewhere?
Yes, I was born in Mississippi. My parents both went to college in Mississippi, met in Mississippi. The first house I ever lived in, the one they brought me home from the hospital, was destroyed by Katrina. So it was on
Oh no.
2nd Street. First Street was on the beach. So like that's sort of where I was born. It's on the Gulf Coast. And then my parents moved to Georgia when I was 2 and to Florida when I was 3.
And that's really where you kind of grew up.
And that's where I grew up. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
But still always had the connection back.
Still always had, both sets of grandparents lived in Mississippi. But yeah, parents moved to Florida. We moved to Florida for the school system.
When I was in school,
guess, yeah, I guess.
this is how we learned how to
It's
spell.
all relative, right?
Everything's relative,
Yeah.
right?
We were in school when I was in elementary school. MISSI, SSI, PPI.
That's right.
Boom. That's how we learned how to
That's
spell
it.
Mississippi when I was in school.
Yeah. And you did a good job. It still stuck.
Still nailed it. See that?
Whereabouts in Florida?
It's a town called Lakeland, in between Tampa and Orlando. Just a bedroom community.
Okay. So that wouldn't be considered west. It would more on the west side.
No, right in the middle.
Oh, right in the middle?
Right in the middle, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Did you see this story about the like pythons that are going in the Everglades right
Yeah.
now? They said they can eat a deer whole.
Yeah,
They're massive.
there's no natural predators in Florida.
When you said whole, you meant WHOLE. when I
Eating a deer's holes is what you're thinking?
when I heard deer hole, I thought HOLE. I'm like, what is a deer hole?
Which of their holes do you think they were
yeah,
eating?
I don't even want to think about that.
Did you see that? Like it's
Yeah, it's a problem.
yeah.
That
I
was,
thought I saw
They're
something.
big, Johnny. Like they're
No, I saw something where someone found it in a toilet or something. That must have been someone just doing a fake
that
thing on
happens
the
a
internet.
lot, yeah.
they're bigger than a toy. I mean, they're huge.
Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
My
Go ahead.
wife would not like that at all. She does not
No.
like snakes.
No,
No.
does mine.
At all. So that would be a bad thing. Any interesting stories growing up in Florida?
I mean, growing up in Florida is just growing up anywhere, right? It's
Dolphins fan or a Buccaneers fan?
Bucks.
Oh, so congratulations.
So you never had really snow. No snow. No. How were you? Like your Christmases were like no.
No snow. We
And there was no family connection up north, right? Everyone was in the south.
everyone was everyone was in the
You're
South.
now the connection to snow.
I'm the connection up here. My folks moved to New Hampshire, so
Oh, to be closer.
and I'm an only child, so we're all up here now.
Wow. Do they enjoy the snow now?
They love it, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You love it until you got to friggin' deal with it.
It's still
fun
new
when
and
you first.
novel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Have
right?
you or they tried skiing?
I love skiing.
Really?
Yeah, that skiing for me was when I first moved up here, I was miserable in the winter.
So now you have.
And I was like, I need a hobby. Because I would just like get home from work and shovel out my parking spot and be miserable.
Were you a skateboarder? So do you ski or do you snowboard?
I ski.
Okay.
I ski.
So, well, I mean, I guess water ski. Did you water ski?
I water skied, yeah.
Does that translate at all? I feel like it doesn't.
A bit. But
Okay.
It's
a little
completely
balance.
new.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, because on the flip side, I snow skied before I tried to water ski,
Yeah.
thinking I got this.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Yeah, you don't really carve on the water like you do on the snow. Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times it took me just to
Yeah.
get up. You know, that was tricky.
Well, you want to water skiing. You don't pull back against the boat. You let the boat pull you. But your reaction is to pull yourself up.
and that's not going
And
to
that's how you fall.
That's going to be bad.
Yeah.
That's going to be bad. So, how did you transition when did you have a love of food? Were you fairly young when that happened, or when did the whole focus on food happen for you?
And food was always big in our house. My mom was a great cook. Something that we always did. It's something that I enjoyed. I don't know when it started, but she's got pictures of me sitting on the counter at 4 years old or whatever, grating a block of cheese. I was always in the kitchen. I was always working with her, cooking, and took to it pretty quick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
did you
it's
ever
just-
watch those the shows with what's his name there? They have like the great Iron Chef.
Iron Chef?
Like, but for the kids.
Oh, they do.
Oh, I didn't see the kids one.
So they have
Back
like,
when he was a kid, probably they didn't have that though.
I know, but they have them now, and that's what the kids did. Like they're with their parents, so they
Yeah,
get this
yeah.
love of cooking. And
Sure.
they're unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah.
They're 9, 10, 11, and 12
Yeah.
years old, and they're like, I'm like, I can't sous vide.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's unbelievable what they do. It's awesome.
Yeah, the Food Network did a lot. We had Emeril Lagasse,
Oh,
and
wow.
that was the
Oh, I mean, he was down there.
no, but
He's kind of south though, isn't he?
Yeah, that was New Orleans, but
Okay.
his like rise started when I was middle high school.
He takes it up a notch.
So he kick it up a notch. So
He
that
takes it up a notch.
he said "bam" and like first person to make cooking kind of cool, and it wasn't just a thing. So
Is your
that-
mom
that
Italian?
No.
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 But you're grating cheese and you're watching
Yeah,
Emerald.
cheddar cheese. We're making pimento cheese, not
All right, okay.
Other,
I'm
There are
saying
other
people-
cheeses than Parmesan.
No, but I'm just saying the Italians are good at cooking, but there's other people that are good at cooking too.
Emerald's
He hears
Italian.
cheese and he thinks
I heard you grating cheese. I mean,
he stopped listening at cheese.
Yes.
my family like eats like Romano cheese for a snack without grating it.
It's not great for you though.
Tastes
much of
good
it.
though. I love cheese.
does.
I told my wife, we're talking about like, you know, where would if you had to pick cheese or like your friends, I'd take cheese.
For your
Good to know.
I'd take cheese.
I don't know if that says
I love
more about
cheese.
your love of cheese
No, I love my
or
friends.
the friends
or
you
the
keep.
which I'm one of them.
I know.
So that's
No, I love you. I'm just
tricky.
kidding. I wouldn't take cheese over here.
Do you bring cheese to him when you come? Is it like
that's what. Yeah, it's a sign of love.
a conditioning thing?
Yeah, that is funny. So you went to school to learn how to cook.
For
you already-
culinary, yeah.
Yeah. When did you know that's what you wanted to do? Like you're in high school, you're a freshman, you're like, I know what I want to do? Or when did you figure that one out?
So I got accepted to culinary school my junior year of high school. I was a decently smart kid, and the academic standards for culinary school are pretty low. So they were like,
You're in.
you can fog a mirror, come cook.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was it. You knew that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, until I changed my mind down the road. But yeah.
So
Right.
you were in Florida and
Yeah.
you went to Rhode Island.
No,
school?
there's a Johnson and Wales in Florida, right?
There's Johnson Wales in Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Not
didn't know
anymore,
that.
but when I went there, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they exactly the same? Or is like one
Do you
known
want to do
for
that
something?
again? Do that again.
Are they exactly the same?
Exactly the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they have most of the same programs.
Okay.
But then I went to Providence for nutrition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. You go. It's 4 years program.
2 years
2 years?
associates, and then 2
then-
years for the bachelor's.
Got it. And that's a big move for you at
big
that
move.
point. That's a real big move. For
Yeah,
you.
the Miami campus didn't offer the nutrition program, so I shipped up to Providence, and I've
Wow.
always been willing to go and restless. I'm not a
Okay.
very sentimental person, so I can pack up and leave pretty quick.
Okay.
And I've moved around a lot until I got to Massachusetts, but
Okay.
yeah, that's what I wanted to do. That's where it was, and
So we might be
Packed up
getting
and-
ahead of it, but was it up here that you met your wife, or where did you meet your wife?
so I met my wife in Massachusetts. Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Okay, but not at that point in your life. but-
Yeah.
Okay. And then did you, once you get out of Providence,
Yeah.
were you here then for good, or did you go back down at all to?
No, so that was I started at the tortilla chip company right after school. So I graduated May and I started there in June.
And that was
Did they
where?
place you
That was in
if you go to
Massachusetts.
school there to like you get a job?
We have a tortilla thing in Massachusetts.
The brand was based in Massachusetts.
Is it still here?
No, we sold that company to General Mills in 2012. So
But do they place you there at your school?
there's a career center, and I met with the career development person, whatever. And she was like, "Well, where do you want to go?" I was like, "I don't know. I just want a job."
yeah, right. Yeah, of course.
Again, like it didn't matter to me where it was. It was just like I needed, because I didn't want to drive back down to Florida and then start everything again and then pack up and move off somewhere else. Just seemed inconvenient. I just
So
wanted
when
to
you
roll in.
when you graduate
Yeah.
from school, in your mind, were you thinking, all right, I gotta, get my first job, rise the ranks, and I want to be a chef at my own restaurant?
No.
Was that the game for you?
No, I was thinking product development.
Always?
No. So when I was doing the culinary
Oh, the
program,
nutrition. Okay, got it.
I lost a bunch of weight, and I was like, nutrition's cool because so I went into nutrition from there, and also I sort of looked at where the jobs were, just sticking with culinary, and it's restaurants and kitchens, and you work nights, weekends, and holidays, and I sort of
So
wanted to have a life.
how much time was you got a culinary degree to now I got to do nutrition? Was it not that?
Oh,
You knew right away.
I started working in kitchens when I was 16 because I knew as much as a 14-year-old can know. Like,
Did
at
you start
14,
with like washing dishes or
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because usually that's where you start. when
Yeah,
you-
so
right?
I started flipping burgers at Wendy's because I needed to put gas in the tank, and then managed to get a job at a fine Italian dining restaurant in Lakeland.
They have a lot of cheeses.
Yeah, a lot of cheese, mostly Romano. Yeah,
I like Romano.
Listen, you could have Parmesan.
That's Parmesan.
I think there's even more than that, right?
Yeah, washing dishes. And our sort of deal was, because Florida had labor laws, believe it or not, for children.
You have to be over 5, right?
Well, yeah. But it was like you can only work 2 hours at a time, and they were like, "Hey, this is really inconvenient because we need you washing dishes the whole time." And so we like made this deal that was like, well, you can keep working. Just if we get audited, we have to tell them that we paid you for your break. And so they were like doing me this favor by like letting me keep washing dishes. And I thought it was brilliant.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll do it.
No, but the deal was like, because they knew I was coming in for dinner, I would come in after school, so they wouldn't bring a dishwasher in for lunch. And the deal was when I caught up with the dishes, then I could go fucking chop onions and prep and learn from them.
Cool.
So that was the deal. So I would come in, I would bust ass to get all the dishes caught up.
It's
and then
hard to catch up on dishes because they just keep coming.
They keep going.
Yeah, they just keep
And
coming.
Yeah.
So I was a dishwasher, I think, for 1 week.
Yeah.
And I was older than you.
Yeah.
It was when the Bennigans opened up. That's
Yeah.
now Centarpio's. The heat and
Yeah.
your hands just get raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
it hurts.
I changed a dishwasher to busboy when I was
Smart
like a
move.
freshman. And bussing was good because you got the tips,
You got
with,
tips.
with the waitresses.
Bussin's good.
Bussin'.
That's the name of your album, isn't it? Bussin's good.
Busting tables.
Yep. All right, so I want to go back to
Yeah.
you. 2 years, you get a culinary degree. It
Yeah.
almost sounds like right at that point you knew I'm not doing this.
I'm not doing that. Yeah. Yeah. And I kept working in kitchens like through my nutrition program because it was
That's what you knew how to do.
that's what I knew how to do. It was easy to find a job. It, put drinking money in my pocket, sort of. And that's all I really cared about in college.
So in college, was there a certain technique, a certain food, a certain was there something where you're like you were really good at other than the tortilla making?
No, so when I was in the culinary program, I worked at a hotel in like the banquet kitchen and the restaurant. And my goal there literally is just to work as much as possible. I would do 80, 90-hour weeks while being a full-time student.
Were you on a line? Were you cooking? Were you
Everything.
Wow.
Line cook in the banquet kitchen, making omelets at the buffet. Like
You
everything.
hustling though? Was always moving?
Oh yeah, I wanted to do it all, and all I wanted to do was work, and we could like make our schedules however we wanted. So I would go to school from like 7 in the morning to 7 at night but I only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I only went to school 2 days a week, and I would just work the rest of the time.
What percentage of people that graduate with a culinary degree do you think end up sticking with the industry?
I don't know.
Not a lot, I bet.
It's a tough industry for
Yeah.
longevity.
But do you think everyone that goes there will always have an appreciation of food and cooking, and
For sure.
whether they do it as a
Yeah.
job or not? You still you didn't resent it.
No, not at all.
Okay,
Not at all.
And we talked about him. You potentially let's film you in the kitchen.
Yeah, let's do
and
it.
I still think we can do that.
We got to do that.
But what would you make? What do you think what would if we're going to record you cooking? What do you think you'd make?
Well, what do you-
dish? No, don't. I'm just saying.
Probably just grating Romano cheese.
He'd be happy with
He'd be
that.
happy with it.
I went to a restaurant last night that just had the thing went like this. I was like, why don't we have that? Like,
I don't know. Do you want to get fancy, or do we want to do staples? Do we want?
No,
to...
I'm gonna.
What's
I'm
your
gonna say,
go-to?
yeah, it's you're driving. So
Yeah, I mean, look, I think every man should know how to roast a chicken, cook a steak.
Spatchcock.
You got to spatchcock it. That's the best way to do it.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
So the only problem with spatchcock, I looked it up a little bit,
Yeah.
was you need like a pan that can accommodate. It's a big footprint.
Yeah.
So
Do
like
one
a
of you
regular
for a
roasting
turkey?
pan.
do one of
Well,
you
you can do
want
it
to
with
tell me what
chicken, too.
spatchcock is? Because I saw you guys texting and I never looked it up.
No, it's like you basically like kind of cut it down the spine and open it.
Yeah. You.
And
Flail? Would you say that's
See-
flailing?
Right.
Flay?
A chicken or turkey is like a bowling ball. So you cut the spine out of it and you flatten it, and then you can cook it faster and it cooks even.
it's like an hour and a half if you do a turkey.
Yeah. I cooked an 18-pound turkey on Thursday, and
So that's what you do when you do the
spatchcocked it?
turkey?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't get dry. That my worry is that it's dry, like the breast.
No.
is dry.
It's juicier because
Wow.
Maybe
it cooks more even.
So going back
I
to
like the skin. Though.
what we're
The
gonna
skin-
have.
It gets, you get skin. There's a lot of skin.
Yeah.
that's
I like the
that.
skin. Skin's not good for nutritionist. Is skin good for you on a chicken or
it
a
is.
turkey?
Look, if you eat turkey skin on Thanksgiving,
You're
gonna be all right.
You're
I'm
not
just
mowing
saying,
on
though,
skin every day.
In the whole grand scheme of things, it's not necessarily. I
You're
think it's
fine.
tasty. No, I'm
It
not
is
saying.
good.
I'm just saying it's not. There's no healthy thing in it, or is there? Is there something healthy in the skin of a chicken
It
or a
tastes
turkey?
good.
Okay, do you know what I'm saying? No, I like it too.
Let me
Eat the
don't,
skin.
don't let me go down the
It's
energy
fine.
drink road. Is
Or
what's
the
more
hot-
healthy, a
or the
turkey
hot
skin or
fries.
Johnny's health break.
Although he just told me earlier, we were talking, he was saying, don't, it's okay if you have one a day.
What?
Look,
Energy drink.
The energy.
Energy drink.
I think in the grand scheme of things, if you roast a chicken for yourself for dinner,
Yeah.
on the list of things you could eat, roasting a chicken for yourself and eating the skin, you're still doing really well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
It's better than like McDonald's with fries and all that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
the
saying
skin.
like the skin of a vegetable is probably good for you.
Sure.
Okay. So, I mean, part of you could think, oh, the skin of an animal is good for you, but
Sure.
whatever.
Eat the skin.
We were going too much into that.
Ryan, where did the bear go to school? Where did Carm go to school? Where'd he go?
Is this a trivia question?
No. You
I
watched,
don't know.
Do you watch the bear?
Yeah, watch.
How did he end up at the French Laundry? Like at his school? He went to some school and it seemed like this really exclusive cooking school and like.
Well, for one, it's not real.
Right.
That's a show.
Right.
I don't know.
No, but why'd you ask
him?
him where did he go? Do you think?
You don't have to go to culinary school. That's the
when
thing.
you watch his journey.
Oh,
and
you're
that-
saying where do they want you to think he kind of went?
Yeah. Like what are they like? What's the
what was
difference?
the equivalent? What's the big thing that everyone like the
So there's two big culinary schools
Cordon Bleu?
in the States, Johnson and Wales, where I went, and then the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York.
Oh.
Those are the two big ones.
That's probably where Carm went because he was from New York.
But here's the thing: you don't have to go to culinary school.
But how do you get a job like at the French like how
No,
did
you're
he
telling me
get?
that-
Just work.
But all the known like chefs with restaurants around here,
Yeah,
you're saying that how many of them went to culinary school?
I don't know. A bunch of them probably did. A bunch of them
But
probably
you don't.
didn't.
You're right. You don't have to. Like if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
But it is a good way to learn
I
the
would
skill.
think you want to if
learn
you-
the skill.
Yeah.
Sure. Learn the skill. Learn. A lot of the culinary programs now have like a business side of it too, because just because you're good at cooking doesn't mean you can run a business.
No. And there's a
And
lot of
that's-
shows on TV that
Yeah.
show us that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's probably the hardest part is running the business and not
It's tough.
cooking.
Yeah. What percentage of restaurants fail within the first?
Most of them.
Yeah, it's
9 out
crazy.
of 10 probably.
So what do you think about the bear?
It's good. It's dramatized. It's a show, but it's
It won a lot of awards.
yeah, but
it's really good.
They do a good job. Like
Does it bring you back?
yeah, there's like an anxiety that you feel watching it.
It's
like,
wicked. It looks stressful.
and I mean that's
Well, they
that's
play
the
that
kitchen
up for sure.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But I've been in kitchens and it's when I was in high school and stuff, and it is stressful being
is.
in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like,
What
just
were you
keep-
doing in the kitchen?
I was bussing.
That's right. I forgot.
No, but I was. My friend washed dishes. I bust. But I mean, I'm in and out of the kitchen, and it's like mayhem.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just taking orders and getting everything ready and go.
Yep.
And that was like there was an Italian like a not fast food, but it wasn't like a like a 5-star
Yeah.
Michelin rated restaurant. That seems like it's completely crazy. Where
I've never
everything has
worked
to
in
be-
those kitchens before.
Yeah, but I mean that's.
I mean, I've worked at some nice places, but never a Michelin star place.
But when the cousin goes to the restaurant and like just where you put the forks and
Yeah,
knives,
yeah.
Oh,
like,
learns the skill.
Yeah.
Is it that bad? I mean, is it that crazy?
I've never worked at a place
But if
like
you want to
that,
be
but-
Michelin rated, do you have to be that nuts? Like, there's nothing in Boston that's Michelin rated.
No.
No,
Nothing?
They don't come here. There's New York, Chicago.
Sure.
Sounds like a
LA.
challenge to someone to try to get that.
No, I don't
Not
think.
you,
I don't.
Matt.
I don't. No, I don't think they come here. Like they don't come to our restaurants.
Well, that's
I don't
not
think there's
fair.
something that's not worthy. I just don't think they come here.
I don't think that's fair.
But isn't that it's Michelin though? Like the tire company, Michelin.
It's
do,
the
do
same
you know how the
company?
Michelin Guide started?
No.
Michelin wanted people to drive more because they started the guide when cars kind of started coming out, and they wanted people to drive.
So give them a reason to go somewhere.
So they gave them a reason to go somewhere.
Oh,
they
wow.
they would like started in Paris, whatever, and they were like, all right, we're gonna go to Lyon and rate a restaurant.
Brilliant.
And you drive there because they wanted people to use the tires. They would buy more tires.
Wow. And that's huge for restaurants, right? Like
But let me
That's
ask
true.
you something. So that arm of the Michelin business, do they make money?
I have no idea.
How would you make money? Like, do people have to like
but it's super
pay
important.
them money to put me in the book? I'll give you $10,000. No.
I don't know.
I want to be the guy who like reviews the restaurants and goes in. That'd be a cool job,
Oh, it'd be tremendous.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
you go in, they're not supposed to know. You go in
You can
there.
do that. I'll be the guy the travel guy
It's like
that
Ratatouille.
talks about.
Remember Ratatouille?
There you go.
Yeah.
Remember Ratatouille, the guy that went to the restaurant?
Good show.
I love Ratatouille.
That's a good movie.
It's a good ride too. That's a good
It
ride.
is, it's a cute ride.
It's good, but it's one of those immersion rads we talked about.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
When it goes
Yeah.
up that thing, I'm like,
It's really good. It's really good. So do you still cook a lot now?
At home, yeah. I don't cook professionally at all anymore.
But do you cook interesting things, or do you just like meat and potatoes, like the stuff that you want to eat, or do you?
I'm a dad with 2 young boys and a wife, and I work a 9 to 5, and I cook what's ready in 30 minutes. And
Does your wife like to cook?
not particularly.
Well, she doesn't have to.
She doesn't
She's
have
got
to.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but if you're not home, if you're out, if you're this or that,
It's Trader Joe's.
Desserts? Do you care about desserts? Like, is that not really your thing?
That wasn't my big thing. You have to measure desserts. I never liked measuring things.
When you're in
throwing stuff
going back
together.
to culinary school again, is that like, hey, I'm going to graduate with a pastry degree or a
Yeah.
what? Like people migrate towards that?
Yeah. So there's culinary, and then there's like baking and pastry is a separate thing.
Okay. Do they need taste testers?
I'm sure they do.
that was another cool
And I'm
episode.
sure everyone that they know have asked them that too.
Well, Johnson, Wales isn't too far away. Maybe we go there and do that, right? Okay. So
What's the hard thing? So you have the omelet, right? You want to make the perfect
Yeah,
omelet.
you gotta make perfect omelet.
when you're a chef, right? So what is that when you're in a pastry chef? Is it like a souffle? Like what is the thing that you? It's like looks simple, but it's hard to do as a pastry chef.
souffle sounds right.
Souffle, it's timing,
Yeah,
heat control, and
because you could
timing.
like completely f it up, right?
yeah.
I don't know. I never made a souffle.
I've eaten a souffle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cassandra makes a pretty good souffle. All right, so let's transfer from culinary to the job that you have now.
Sure.
What do you do? Like, what is you?
What do you?
No, I mean, I at a very high level, I know what you do, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you help develop food, and how big of a team works on food, and how long is the pipeline of?
Sure.
We start working on this thing today, and 2 years from now, you're eating it. Like, how does it?
Yeah, so I started my career sort of not in kitchens, doing product development for CPG companies, consumer product goods. So food companies, but it's the food that you buy at grocery stores. Like I said, I started with tortilla chips. And it's literally like, how many different flavors of tortilla chips are there? Like someone's got to come up with that.
Yeah.
So I was the guy that did that. So it's,
Do you have to like? How do you? You don't just do that.
So
Do
is
you
that
come
like
in and you're like low man on the totem pole, and then you figure that out?
I mean,
or-
I'm the only one doing it. There's just not a lot of people that know how to do that kind of thing.
what is so like you're talking about like if it's like the lime Tostitos, you come up with like the ingredient that puts
seasoning,
the
yeah,
seasoning
yeah.
that goes on the lime, so you make the
Yeah.
lime Tostitos because those are good.
I mean, I didn't make Tostitos, but yeah, so I work for a granola company now, whatever. In all the different flavors of granola, and it's managing like, all right, how do you make it taste good? But it also like, we need to make 50,000 pounds of it a day. Like, how do you
Got to optimize how you. Is it manufactured here or all over the place?
all over the place? I
Like
mean, I've,
just in the U.S. or outside the U.S. too?
So, I mean, over my career, I've worked with contract manufacturers all over the country. I've never done any international ones, but all over the country. And it's like, does the product taste good? Can it be repeated time after time after time? Is it profitable? Is it safe? Does it look good? What does it taste like 12 months from now?
You're responsible for all that, or there's people on your team that do those different aspects?
So when I was doing product development, yeah, I mean, I was responsible for all of that. And just it's not just like creating something that tastes good. It's something that tastes good, is profitable, will still be good in 12 months, is safe.
So 12 months like the shelf life, so it has
shelf
to be
life,
it has
yeah,
to
yeah.
be,
Yeah, and most shelf lives are like, if it's a 12-month shelf life, you're not going to get sick eating it at 13 months.
Yeah, tell my wife that, please.
That
my family with
Well,
the,
he's talking about granola bars. There's
but
other
I'm just
things
saying,
that you
any,
probably don't
any
like.
other like
Anything.
you like used by, sell by dates.
well,
like,
it's
Let's go back to cheese. I don't know if you want cheese.
cheese can go forever.
well, it's normally a best by date.
Right.
So that means it doesn't mean bad after. It just means it's best by the
Best buy it.
Yeah, but in my family, like if my kids are there and it's it could be a powder. I was like, how
Yeah,
can a
yeah.
powder go bad?
Yeah.
And like, give me a break. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean
No,
to.
it's fine.
So let's say you're designing this granola bar,
Yeah.
right? and it passes all that you make, it tastes good.
Yeah.
We can manufacture, we
Yep.
can make money.
Yep.
Now it's on the shelves.
Yep.
How long does that product stay on the shelves? Can it stay on the shelves for 10 years? Like, can it be a product for 10 years, or every year we're going to tweak it? And how does that work?
12 months.
Oh, like what's
No, not the actual, okay, it was manufactured in this facility. Now it can be on the shelf for 12 months. I'm saying that brand or whatever.
Oh, it depends if it sells.
But like, have you had ones that
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
they haven't stopped them yet?
I mean, there's products that I made in 2009 that are still on the shelves.
Wow.
It's just, does it sell or not? I mean,
Okay.
at the end of the day, it's a business decision. But once it gets on the shelves, if
Okay.
it sells, it stays.
And then there's obviously another aspect, which is where do you, what stores or grocery stores do you get your product into?
Yeah.
And is that a salesperson that goes?
Oh,
and
yeah.
does-
That's the sales side of the business.
okay. And is that tricky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You're looking for shelf space, right?
Selling into grocery stores is very difficult
Do
because
they try to? Do they like, hey, what? Like you have to pay them to put it in a good spot?
It's called slotting fees. So like go to Market Basket. The shelves are full. There's no just like empty spaces where they're hoping that someone comes in and plugs something in. So to get your product on shelf, you've got to take someone else off the shelf,
right.
right?
Just walk in and like,
Yeah.
You're
So
out.
a lot of times you pay slotting fees, which is literally you just write a check to your customer to put your product on the shelf.
wow.
It's crazy.
And I'm assuming that it's more money to have it at eye level than it is down low, than it is
Yeah.
up high type thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there people that go to check to make sure?
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
we paid you
Oh,
for
definitely.
this. and
Everybody
you
in
guys
the-
put us
Definitely.
down low.
When you go to the
Definitely.
grocery store, they all they all have their own people that come in and stock.
Do
the
people F it
shelves.
up sometimes? Like the people that work at the stores, they put it in the wrong spot, and you're like, wait a second. And
So they have what's called a planogram, which is literally just like a picture of the shelf with like every product and where it's supposed to go, and they get like a printout of how it's supposed to look.
what are you the most proud? What product are you the most proud of? Like or you think is the tastiest product that you've ever done?
I don't know.
I mean, you should have brought it.
I should, yeah.
I want a sample. Where the fucking samples? No, I'm just kidding.
You don't really have one?
I mean, it's
Maybe the first one you ever did, because that must be special.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, definitely like that one. It was a tortilla chip. I don't remember what flavor it was, but like the moment you like see something that you've been working on like actually on a shelf is pretty cool. And then
Of course.
And then the moment you're like walking and that happens, and then the moment you're walking through the store, kind of just doing your regular shop, and you see that in someone else's cart that like made a purchase decision is pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's
You have nothing to do with the design on the product, do you? Like on the wrapper or the
No,
whatever. That's
no,
a different
not
thing.
really. Yeah,
Do they ever put like Easter eggs in there? You know, like there's like a little symbol on the back, and that's Joe's initials.
Yeah, now that I've seen it.
That'd be kind of cool, right? To do that. So I have a question.
Yeah.
The plant-based
Sure.
movement.
Yep.
Does that have anything to do with your world? Do you have to worry about that stuff? Has that ever been in your world?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked on a lot of plant-based foods, and yeah, I mean, you see it, and so my sort of philosophy on developing foods has always been make the best tasting product you can, and then grab whatever trendy certifications or icons, or on the bags there's always all those little icons, and then you grab what you can.
Is every one of those icons like their own little organization that
A lot of them are.
they're like, if you want do you have to pay them money too?
Oh yeah, yeah.
How many
there's-
fees do you pay? You pay the stacking fee.
Dude, you pay everyone.
Jeez Louise.
And there's some icons that mean more than others, like that people.
Yeah,
right.
some of them are legit, and they actually like check to make sure that you're doing what you say you are, and some of them are just cash and checks.
Do you think you'll ever get into? So we've just realized that there's this whole like sub business that we never knew about.
Yep.
Would you ever get into one of those? Like, you know what? I want my own icon because I can make a ton of money if I do that.
That's a great business if you can figure out, and it's just marketing, right? You just scare someone, and then you sort of like sell them a cure for it, and then you brand it, and
you shame them into getting money.
oh, absolutely.
Well, so we had a show. We keep referring to the fasting and nutrition show. So I was, I was vegan for a little bit, right? And it was funny because you'd go into a store and you would try to get a vegan option. And initially I thought, oh, it's got to be healthy. But there's a lot of vegan shit that's not healthy at all.
Oreos are vegan. Did you know that?
Did you know you were a vegan?
He hates Oreos.
I like Oreos. No,
I love Oreos.
No.
He hates Oreos.
Obviously, you didn't understand the distinction.
Yeah.
An Oreo on its own with a big thing of milk, love it.
Not vegan.
Right.
No, not with them.
But he wants to put it in like a fribble or a, right?
I don't want to put it in a fribble.
Like
I can't eat Oreo without a fribble. He was getting a shake yesterday and he had all kind of peanut butter stuff in it.
I wouldn't put Oreo in a shake.
Then I would
put
always
Reese's peanut butter cups in a shake.
I would go Oreo. What would you put in a shake?
I don't know. I don't eat a lot of shakes.
Just say you had a goddamn
Oreos
shake.
are good.
He's into nutrition.
I don't give a crap. Say you had to put something in. It was all really healthy. And you had to put one thing in a shake. I like the Heath bar.
Of course, good. When I go ice cream, I'm a cookie dough guy.
I like cookie dough.
Sometimes that tastes chemically, like to me. Like when you have cookie dough and ice cream, it like tastes like.
I like cookie. I like cookie dough.
I go. You know what I go?
As opposed to the all natural Heath bars that you put.
No, I go Oreo.
Oreo's a good choice.
Fresh up Oreo. Always it goes good in anything.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Do you do the what's it, the thick stuff or what? What is it?
No, I don't like the ratio. I like a regular Oreo.
You like a lot of the
like the double
like
stuff you're saying, or because there's too much stuff.
Do you just eat it or do you take it apart?
What am I, the guy from Rounders?
I'm just wondering if you.
Did you ever see Rounders? The guy was like,
I wonder if you do that.
No, I eat it straight.
Okay, all right.
But Oreo's good. You were shitting on Oreos yesterday. You're lying.
Okay, I wouldn't use the phrase shitting on it.
All right.
I told you the deal. I like Oreos on their own. I don't like to put it into a sundae or
He's
anything
an Oreo
like that.
purist. You just
See that?
Did you ever have a deep fried Oreo?
Oreos.
I've never had one.
Oh, that's good stuff.
I had a deep fried Snickers at the fair.
That's good stuff.
Did you ever have I had a deep fried Snickers. I was eating it like I'm gonna die. I was eating.
Thankfully,
like,
you didn't. Thankfully, you didn't. All right, let's transition from your job to the whole fitness thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty incredible that you explained how you got into that. And
so you weren't into sports as a kid. You said you played baseball when you were.
Played soccer.
Did you play softball?
but didn't.
No.
Oh,
I didn't play softball.
But
when I was a kid.
you played baseball to a certain age.
I played soccer.
No,
I
he
know
played
soccer.
and then his
right,
parents
right.
said we don't want to drive you to the field anymore,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
So so sports weren't like because our lives were like consumed with sports.
yes, yep. But
So
so you
No sports in middle school or high school now.
okay? So the picture I'm getting, even though you haven't stated it,
Yeah.
right, is you're in high school and you go to culinary school,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I gotta take care of my body, and that's when you started working out, nutrition,
Yeah.
right then and there.
Yeah. So in high school, I wasn't active and I loved cooking and eating. And that has a pretty predictable outcome.
But you like girls too,
But I like girls too.
right? So you're like, all right, so
I got to college and I was like, well, you know what I like more than cooking and
you're
eating
in-
is girls.
and
So
you're
I need
in-
to figure something
and you're
out
in
here.
Miami.
And I was in Miami.
Oh,
and
man.
Just the
So did you
Just
start?
chunky little
did
boy.
you
he
start-
wasn't
doing
gonna
it.
look right in his G string.
Did you start lifting then?
No. I like when I started losing weight, and so freshman year of college, I was 212, and then I left freshman year of college 172. I still remember those numbers. So I lost 40 pounds
Which is
my
a-
freshman year.
It's a lot of weight.
Which is a lot, and I did not do it the healthy way. It was just like cardio machines. Just don't eat because
Well, what's that? That doesn't. That's not.
No, I was just like
unhealthy.
starving myself
Oh,
and,
okay.
and
Yeah.
like doing cardio machines, and like I was in class and I would at work, so you got to taste things. So, like,
Did your
there was
parents
some-
think like, what are you doing? What do you say? Your parents, like, what the hell happened to you?
like you're supposed to gain 15.
Yeah.
There was a bit of like, all right, well, there's the freshman 15, and then like you're going to culinary school, so maybe it's like the freshman 25, and then I lost 40, so there's like a big swing in expectations there.
Okay, so how do you go from? All right, so that's more conscious of the
Yeah.
makeup of your body.
Yeah.
But we know that you had a powerlifting
Yeah.
record. So
Yeah.
when did you decide I want to really lift a lot of weight?
Yeah, so I went from fat to skinny, and then skinny was better than fat. And I was like, it's at some
Brian,
point.
don't use words that hurt.
I'm talking about me, so I can.
You're fine. You're fine.
And at some point, I started lifting weights. I don't remember when it was. And then that happened, and I was like, being strong is cool. Like, fat was bad, skinny was better, strong was better than skinny. So that was like the progression. And then like I took strong too far, and I just kept like lifting and eating and lifting and eating and lifting and eating.
There was no signs for. I know you're an only child, but
Yeah.
like either parent, did they have a propensity to be really strong, or did you have an uncle or an aunt that like you didn't? You had no idea that you were that.
Yeah, there
One
was.
thing is to be strong, but you freaking had a record, so that's really strong.
Yeah, so my dad lost a bunch of weight. I wound up doing a full Ironman at 53.
Oh wow!
Which was amazing. But there was no like strength training sort of in the family. And then I did it, and like I got pretty good at it. And getting strong is fun, right?
We've eaten like a lot of protein.
When I started powerlifting, by the time I got there, I was just eating a lot. And then I just like, and then eventually in 2016, I set the Massachusetts USAPL raw squat record for the 120 kilo weight class. That was, thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was 282.5 kilos, which is 623 pounds.
When you're training for that,
Yeah.
are you just all the time?
Yeah, it was like 2 hours a day, 5 or 6 days a week,
Jeez.
just lifting and eating and lifting and eating. But I would also weigh 260 when I set that.
Were you all muscle
Still.
then?
No, I was not all muscle. I tell
really?
you that. No, I got big. And like I knew something had to change because the knot on my shoes wasn't on the top anymore because I couldn't like bend over to tie it. I had to like bring the foot up and tie so like the knot on my shoe was like on the side. And that it was at that point that I was like, all right, I need to do a little something. So
What makes it what to make it an official squat? Does it feel like a 90-degree angle? Like what makes it an official squat?
So USAPL, the USA Powerlifting, and then Raw, which means I wasn't in like a suit, just in a singlet and knee sleeves and a belt.
Ricky wears that a lot. Just
Yeah.
I wear the wrestling outfit a lot. You know the wrestling one?
with the thing over your
Yeah,
face.
and it's like a unitard.
what was
Yeah.
what was the movie where the guy was the Mexican?
Oh, Nacho
Nacho
Libre.
Libre?
Yeah.
Nacho Libre.
That's what it looks like. You're just short of mass. But you unrack the weight whenever you're ready. You walk it out. You look at the judge. When the judge says start, you go down, and then you have to break parallel, and you can't come up until he says up, and then you come up.
Can he fuck with you if he waits?
No. He
Okay.
doesn't. No. Especially not when you're.
That's not right.
Not when you're going for a
Yeah.
max lift. It's just dangerous. And then you have to stand up, show control, and then you can't rack the weight till he says rack. So it starts.
You have to
rack.
bring it out.
You have to walk it out.
And how long is that walk?
It's normally 3 steps.
Oh, geez. Then you got to go down.
Go down.
Yeah.
He's got to tell you, okay, you're good.
You got to wait till he tells you to come up.
Then he tells you to go.
Then you
rack
establish
it.
control, and then he says rack, and you rack the weight.
What percentage of the time do you F up on the like racking it? Can you screw it up
That
there?
happens a lot, and so you train that though too. You do
But that would
simulated
suck.
competitions.
You go all the way down and up, and then you F up on that.
You trip.
It-
You're going around, yo.
every meet, there's people that make lifts, but it doesn't count. They get 3 red lights because they don't wait to come up out of the bottom. They don't wait for the start cue. They don't wait for the rack cue, and then the lift doesn't count.
Do you have 2 very strong people that are on the side? So
5.
That if, and 5. Because if
Wow.
anything,
2 on either side and 1 behind you.
did you ever have a bad
John,
experience?
we call those people spotters.
people spotters. Did you ever have a like? I mean, you could get really hurt,
Yeah, I've failed weights in competition before, and they get you.
right? But have you
Yeah.
ever seen someone like where it went wrong? Like
No,
the
no.
dude didn't. Okay,
No.
that's all. And what was the weight?
622 pounds.
It's a lot of pounds.
Oh my
It was a big
goodness!
lift.
So you get the record.
So is that's all your lower core, right? Your legs and your. I mean, I know you have to be strong.
It's everything.
It's everything. Yeah, I was
You
going
could
to
F
say.
up your back if you don't have
Yeah,
the
'cause
right muscles there.
you gotta like just to keep it on your back. You've got to have upper body strength.
That's
too.
true. Yeah, so you're.
Are you allowed a pad, or it's got to be the straight bar?
Do you
pads.
put a little towel there?
You don't want pads because you want the contact with the bar. You want
Really?
to feel it
Jeez.
and know where it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you break the record.
I think I squatted like
and then are you like
250 once.
You know what? I'm good. Or did you keep going after that?
I kept going. I got my squat up to 630, but what like when when the weights get that high, like each additional pound or 5 pounds takes a lot.
And,
It's just
is the official thing in kilograms? Is that how you do it?
it's in kilos. Yeah.
Okay,
everything's
got
in
it.
kilos. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So then, when did you stop doing that?
When my son was born, first of
Okay.
all, because my wife was like, "Dude, you're not gonna work out for 2 hours a day, 6 days a week anymore.
Just that change of
I need a little help."
Yeah.
So
And that
you-
was fair. And I was too big anyway.
Will
so
you
it's fine.
encourage your boys to get into weightlifting, or you don't really do whatever they want to do?
Every time I have a gym in the garage, and every time I go work out, I say, "Hey, I'm going to the gym. Do you guys want to come with me?" And it's
See if they
either
like it.
It's either yes or no, and they come with me, and they just most of the time they just hang out and play on the rings or
Are they
sit
doing
on the
soccer
rower
now?
or- Yeah, both of them are in soccer.
I was gonna say, are you gonna
Yeah.
drive them to soccer?
Because soccer's a big thing. And,
Yeah.
Huge.
especially when they're
It's the first one of the
And
first
I-
things
yeah,
you can do.
I coach both their teams too, which
yeah?
which is fun.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hated soccer. It was like wet, cold. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, and like if
you
you move on
coach,
to
at
another
least you're
sport,
there.
yeah.
No, but at least you're there and you're
Yeah.
engaged.
Yeah.
And you're
By the
really-
way-
you mean hate being a parent?
yeah,
at soccer.
yeah, like just
fair.
like
All right.
sitting there, like, oh,
well,
no.
Yeah.
Hold
Coaching's
on.
fun.
Hold on. But Ricky goes to an ice rink and has no problem with
Hockey's
that.
different.
Does that sound cold?
But I coached in hockey.
No, because you
so I was
love
always
hockey.
on the ice.
It's because
too.
you loved hockey. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the cold.
Yeah.
If it's, I felt like soccer was like always rainy and cold, and you're like, ah, shit.
It's spring and fall, so
yeah.
it is
Yeah.
a lot of times.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
But it's huge here. It's
Oh,
huge.
yeah.
You know, it's a big sport.
Because it's easy to play, right? You don't need
One ball.
gear or ice time. You don't even need
Cleats.
shoes, right?
Do you think
should
it's
like if
so-
you want to play in the yard with you just kick a ball around.
So I have this argument with my friend. Like, I don't love to watch soccer like
Sure.
professionally because we're.
Do you?
No, let me tell you
I
why.
don't
We're
watch
blessed in this country to have football and baseball
Yeah, yeah.
and hockey and basketball.
Yeah.
Other countries don't have that. All they have is soccer. So he's like, oh, soccer's huge all over the world. And it's like, well, it's because that's all they have in certain countries, right?
Now,
Like,
there
so
are
they're all
some
behind
people.
it.
My son likes it. Tyler likes it.
I'm not saying you shouldn't like it. It's a cool
Yeah.
sport and that's fine. But to
but
me,
I think it's
like
an
boring.
acquired taste.
Right.
If I'm gonna watch something for 90 minutes, I don't want it to end in a 1-1 tie.
That's
Or
it's-
even a 0-0.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I
There's
would
no
agree.
hitting.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is it's popular in the world because like smaller countries, that's all they have, right? So like that's
Yeah.
their sport and they're behind it. Like that's their like they don't have college football, they don't have professional football, they don't have the sports we have.
Which one of your friends is defending soccer?
Oh my God, Joe Fish.
Oh, boy.
He's like, oh, I love soccer. He's like, so I was like,
But his kid's into football.
his son's awesome. He's a football. Yeah, I know. No, I don't know.
That's weird.
He just likes to be different.
Okay.
I like soccer every 4 years.
It's cool if you're listen. If
That's
you're
a good
until
thing.
the USA is
listen,
knocked out.
whatever your child is playing, it's the best
Oh,
to
yeah,
watch them play.
100%.
So like, I don't care what the hell it is. If
Yeah.
your child's playing and it's awesome to watch
Yeah.
them do it.
Yeah.
But if it's like some random people just playing like soccer,
You're not gonna
I'd,
watch
I'd
it.
find out the stuff.
You like Ted Lasso, though?
I did like that. We talked
good
about
show.
that, but can I ask you this before we go? Because we're probably going to wrap up. I know we have a few
Not
questions.
wrapping up, but we got some good, interesting.
All right, but so we've talked before about I cut the cord. I don't think did you cut the cord, Joey?
With what?
Cut the cord with cable.
You know I
Oh,
did.
yeah.
I'm the one
All
who
right,
told
all right.
you to go to YouTube
All right, so
TV.
we're all YouTube
He
TV.
acts like he doesn't
No,
know
I forget.
this.
No, it's not you. So it's
Yeah.
it's Joe that didn't cut the
Yeah,
cord. But like
I cut it before you.
but he's a younger generation. So did you ever have cable?
Yeah.
Or was it always like just like either YouTube or Hulu or whatever Hulu Live?
Oh, we had cable.
So but you don't now though,
I
right?
don't think
No,
he's
I
that
don't know.
young. He's, you know.
He's a lot younger than us.
Yeah, but I think cable's been around for a long time.
I know,
Did
but-
you just say that's true, like very confidently?
It is true.
I think that. No, I think
He's
it's
like a different generation.
yes.
We are.
Well, yeah, he is.
But what I'm
You're a
saying
millennial.
Yeah.
Wow.
Older end of it. Yeah.
but like my parents like and little older than us, like they think you have to have cable, and it's like you don't have
You
to have
don't.
cable.
No.
It's such a waste of money because
No.
you're paying for everything anyway on
Yeah.
top of that, and you don't need it anymore. And
And
we haven't had cable for years.
I think most of the really good shows aren't on your typical ABC, NBC. CBS anymore.
But YouTube has all your regular, like they have 80 channels.
Yeah.
What you would have on cable.
And
But they still charge like $300
That's wild.
a month. It's crazy. And people pay it.
I travel for work, and I'll flip the hotel on the TV, and it's regular cable, and then I hit the ads, and I'm just like, this is terrible. Like,
Why am I doing
why am I doing this?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Toyota's yelling at me, and I'm just trying to like get the weather for the day.
YouTube's great. You have it on your phone. Like we'll just be
Again,
out and you just like
you're
watch
preaching
it.
to the
No,
choir.
I
You're
know.
preaching to the choir.
But we were talking about, you're like, I remember you were saying to me a couple of years ago, like, why the hell you
Yeah.
pay for cable, you moron? And I was like, it was like a habit.
Yeah.
And you just like programmed
Well,
to
the
do
other
it.
thing that's really good, we don't have it anymore, but we had a place up in Kennebunk, and to pay cable for 2 different locations was nuts.
Yeah.
So to have one account for YouTube and you can watch it wherever you want, that saves you a
good.
ton of
I
money
know.
too.
Like my
But
parents,
we don't have a place.
Yeah,
anymore.
my parents have a place down the Cape, and they pay for cable. I'm
That's-
like, you're not even here.
Oh, wait,
You're-
yeah,
you're-
it's a
it's like,
waste.
hey, you're crazy.
So you're telling me you can't convince them?
No, I did. I canceled it. I got, but you need a router. So like you still need like
Next week he's going to put them in a home.
No. But I mean, you need the router, right?
It's gonna cut the cable to the home too.
They just pay everything. They don't
It
care.
starts with cutting cable,
Yeah.
and you don't want to know what goes
No,
into
they pay for cable at home.
That's not.
And they
good.
have all, I said, you can have my Netflix, my Hulu, like all my codes when I'm at your house. You can have them.
I wonder how, Verizon and what's the other one? Like Xfinity. How do they compete?
They're doing their routers
I don't know.
for like $99.
I mean, I have Verizon internet.
Yeah, you
Right.
have to still have that.
You gotta have internet.
And that's,
Yeah.
what is that a month? It's like 99 ish.
It's 50
75
bucks.
Or 70. Like
Well,
it depends on
$49.
what, well, it depends
on
how
what-
many, like
Yeah.
your,
Yeah.
Gig.
how many gigs you
I'm
have.
1 gig,
Yeah.
Mine's whatever the base one is.
and that's fine.
That's
Yeah, but
fine.
you don't do, because like you need more for work, right? Don't you sometimes?
Are you going to
feel-
let your boys play video games?
They have a Nintendo Switch.
But I'm saying when they start playing video games online, that's when the bandwidth issues start happening.
Yeah, and I'll up the plan then if I have
Okay.
to. but
Yeah.
They're going to want to play like Minecraft
Or whatever the
Whatever
game du jour is.
Yeah, I mean we're still on Mario, so we're good.
Mario's
good.
fun.
Before we get to the last segment, real estate.
Yes.
Real quick plug on real estate. So
Yeah.
when did you get into that, and do you like it? And
Yes, so I have 2 apartment buildings in Maine, a 9-unit and a 6-unit. It's just kind of the retirement plan, part of the retirement plan.
when did you buy them?
In the pandemic,
Wow.
just had, everyone reacted to the pandemic. Everyone reacted differently. And I just had one of those, like, no one's coming to save me moments. And my wife and I had some conversations about like, all right, what are we doing? And
So you had no experience up until that point.
I mean, we bought a house, sold a house, and bought another house.
Okay.
So like we had done some transactions, but no, not investing wise.
So you have a company that like manages the property.
Yeah,
and stuff?
I have a property management company that manages the properties, and I hold them in LLCs for some tax.
But you don't have
benefits
to.
and some protection.
How often? How far up in Maine?
So one of them's in Waterville, like where Colby is,
Okay. All right.
and one of them's in Rumford, so Western Maine, over closer to like.
How often do you have to go up there? You don't really have to.
Once a year.
Wow. And it's going well.
That's like positive cash flow. Yeah.
It's not kicking off a lot of cash yet, so
Well, even if it takes care of itself, it's a win-win.
It hasn't cost me any money, and so I buy rundown buildings for cheap. I fix them up, put new tenants in them, and then that increases the property value. And then I go back to the bank, get it reassessed, get a new loan on it, and take most of the time the money that I put in, I take back out.
And you've developed this skill in 2.5, 3 years.
So you
right?
You have to put money up to fix it.
Yeah.
Then you take the money back. You get that money back, and it
Yep.
goes into the loan that's paying for itself
Yep.
with your tenants.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
and it's
I like
like,
that.
that's why it's not cash flowing, is because I have debt on it.
Right.
But again, most of the money that I put into them, I pull back out, and yeah, they're just paying. And the property value keeps going up. The equity pay down keeps going. So the principal on the loans keep getting paid down.
You get a tax break, right?
Get a tax break. I get to depreciate
Do you have
the
to worry
building
about
over 27 and a
squatters
half
up in
years.
Maine, or is it's
That's what
not?
the property management company's for.
Okay.
That's what we pay them for.
Isn't Massachusetts bad for that? Like
Massachusetts is bad for everything.
Massachusetts tenant laws are
Bad?
are tenant friendly.
Right.
Maine is very landlord friendly.
Got it.
And yeah, I mean, I didn't create this. This is that system of doing things is pretty well documented, and a lot of people do it. And I just copied it.
So you're fully rented, like all the places. So that's cool.
All the units are full, and then, you know, when the time is right, we'll do another one.
That's awesome.
Slowly keep building.
Wow.
the
Very
portfolio.
cool. All right. We are going
It's good
to
for college for your kids.
Yeah.
Someday, if you just want to like
For sure.
get rid of one and then you just pay for college.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Covered a lot, but before we wrap up, I want to finish with 5 questions. Maybe we can start something called 5 questions.
5.
5 questions.
Got to get a better name than 5 questions, though.
Okay.
Come
You
with
can
some
come up
creative.
with it.
Let's
I
call
will
it,
think of it.
He's an idea man.
5 preguntas.
All right. Here we go. Question number 1.
What's up?
If you could only eat one cuisine for the rest of your life, what would it be? Do you know what I mean?
One cuisine for the rest.
I'm thinking like, Italian, Mexican.
Yeah. I
Irish.
like,
Steak, potatoes.
I like American cuisine.
Okay.
Steaks and chicken and vegetables and burgers and
Okay.
Like a shepherd's pie.
What would you choose?
That's a mess. Me?
I would choose Italian, not
Yeah.
just to get you fired
I
up.
told you I like pizza, burgers.
yeah,
Like
Well, that's kind of American.
I like Chinese food.
yeah.
Okay.
I think
Asian?
I think I could
I like
live off
Asian.
like
You good at cooking Asian?
I don't do it a lot.
I can make a meat
But-
fried rice.
There you go. It's a good skill.
You gotta like dry it out
Soy sauce.
overnight. Like you just kind of like right. You have to make it
Yeah.
and then you like put it in the fridge.
Overnight? It's an overnight dish?
Only because it doesn't taste.
You don't want the
way
rice
it,
to get soggy.
right. It doesn't. So you don't want like sticky moist rice.
Yeah.
You want it
Okay.
like.
All right. Well, he's the guy. Who
He
cooks.
just dismisses
Well,
me
'cause
all the
he-
time.
okay.
Anytime I say that,
no,
anytime I say something,
He
like-
asks you a question,
he's like,
waits
"All
for your
right,
answer,
all
and
right,
he tells you
okay,
you're
see
wrong."
later. Okay,
No,
go ahead.
I didn't know
No,
it
no.
took overnight to
No,
make
it's fine.
to make
It
rice.
doesn't. It doesn't. But if you
Who was
want
the
it,
one who asked him what his
It's fair.
cuisine was? Get no credit. All right. What's the most underrated ingredient in any kitchen?
So I wouldn't say ingredient. I would say technique is the most underrated thing
Okay.
in the kitchen. So
And what is it?
heat is the most important thing. How
Like
hot you
consistency.
Yeah, well, not consistency, but
like,
like,
not to overheat
or knowing the right temperature for what you're cooking at the right time.
Oh.
Right? So you want to sear a steak, but you don't want to burn the steak. So you sear the steak, finish it in the oven, or change it.
Do you have gas heat for your stove?
No, I have induction.
Oh, that's even better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We only have electric because there's no gas into this house.
You can do induction on electric.
You can?
It just plugs into the wall.
Oh.
No, what about for the stovetop?
It's induction.
I don't get it.
So I can do a plug induction.
Yeah. So in induction,
does
it's a glass top. It looks like an electric range,
So it's a glass top?
but it's magnets, like some wizardy science.
Is that the one that like can like boil water fast?
Yeah, it heats
really-
super quick and it controls really well.
Oh wow.
Because it doesn't heat the surface; it heats the pan.
I think I'm going to look into that.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it. He's gonna have one next week.
I don't know about that.
He's gonna have one next
All
week.
right. What is the strangest food you've ever eaten, and would you eat it again?
Strangest food I've ever eaten. So sea urchin is always good.
You have to cut it open, obviously.
Yeah, no, you don't eat the spines.
Yeah.
Cut it open. It's a big sushi thing. It's good. I would eat
It
it
is
again.
good?
Yeah.
What does it taste like? Just any other sushi
Tastes like
item?
sea urchin. Yeah,
Chicken?
there's nothing
Is
that
that one of
tastes
those
like
things where if you
chicken.
do it wrong way, you can get hurt?
No.
You can get sick?
No.
Okay. What's that, like a lionfish or something? What is the...
Oh,
there a certain-
fugu, the blowfish, the Japanese
Yeah,
blowfish.
blowfish. And if you do it the wrong way, you can die.
Yeah, like if you nick the poison
Yeah,
sac
no
or
thank
whatever.
you.
Yeah.
No thank you.
Stay away from that.
Okay. What is your kid's favorite meal?
So my kids are picky, but not in like a regular picky kid. Like they like lamb chops and medium rare steak, but they don't like mac and cheese. So they're like their favorite food is steak,
Oh.
and they don't like it if you overcook it. They're like,
How do you like
they're
it?
spoiled.
How do you
Oh,
like it? Because I know
medium
the way...
rare.
medium rare.
Oh, you like it medium rare.
That's the only
That's
way.
where
to
you're
cook
supposed to eat it.
it. That's yeah.
Yeah, but that's...
There we go.
That's the way the cow intended.
But how often does a restaurant screw it up so you're better off going medium because they're going to screw up medium rare?
Well,
They could screw it up and overcook it.
would you do you like medium rare steak?
I like medium.
All right, so order medium.
Who do we know that likes well done?
My father likes well done.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Doesn't all the taste
That's
go
like,
away when
well,
it's well done?
Just why don't you just destroy it and get something else?
Yeah.
It's no good.
I mean,
Yeah, eat a bunch of charcoal or something. All right.
But if you sear it, it's nice. You want
Yeah.
it. You want the sear on the top, on the bottom.
It's funny because if Ricky and I go out and if we both get a steak, he always goes medium rare and I go medium.
Yeah.
And we both say one of us is, they're just going to do the same thing for both of us.
I mean, but if you go to a good place, they'll do it right.
He wants,
But if you go to like a good place, like a Abe and Louie's, they're gonna get it right.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
so.
if you go to like with the place near Stop and Shop, they might not get it right.
Oh, what's the Texas Roadhouse?
Yeah, if you go to the Texas Roadhouse, they might F it up.
they have good rolls though.
They got like a little cinnamon butter going on or something.
Good. It's good. All right, last of the 5 questions.
Okay.
Or whatever we're going to call
whatever
it.
it's going to be called.
Yeah. If you were stranded
But I go
on a desert island, dessert.
Dessert.
I wanna
desert
say-
island?
I want to say dessert. A deserted island and could only have 3 ingredients to cook with, what would they be?
Well, all right. So do we want to get like survival or do we want to get
I would say
food?
your 3 favorite ingredients.
All right. So
I
we're
don't know,
not,
how
we're
would
not
you-
talking like fresh water,
Right.
salt.
True.
You're gonna make coconut. What do they have on Gilligan's
Yeah,
Island?
no, so I should, yeah,
Coconut
it should
pie.
just be you can only cook with these 3 ingredients, maybe.
Sure. Let's go
Don't you need salt?
rice, steak, and what do I do for a third? Pineapple.
Really?
Just because I like pineapple.
You like pineapple.
Love pineapple.
And you'll put it on a steak?
Nope.
But don't you
I'll eat
need?
it next to the steak.
Don't you
though.
need like
Ham. Put it on a
salt,
ham.
like a salt and pepper? Like, don't you need some spices?
Well, you
to
only
cook
gave me
with?
3 ingredients to work with.
I know it's a tricky question.
And if I was
You
on a,
got fish. Fish are there.
if
They're
I was
on
on
the
a
island.
deserted island, I would boil the seawater and you would get salt. If you boiled all the water away.
He's in it. He's got
Because
it.
it's salt
That's
water.
what I want to hear.
He's got it.
There you go.
All right. I lied. There is one last question.
All right.
And it's tricky because it's your chance to be profound, which it's tough to be on the spot, right? But clearly you've done a very good job of balancing a lot of things, right? You
Yeah.
got the cooking, you've got the father, the husband, the lifting, and the real estate.
Yep.
What advice would you give to people that are trying to balance a lot of stuff in their life? And again, it's
Like starting off as a.
no, just you want to do a bunch of things, and any advice to
Yeah, I mean,
that.
so I would say that they don't all have to be in perfect balance at the same time all the time.
okay,
So if you're trying to be a good father and you're trying to lose weight, I would say it's okay to lean into weight loss and fitness.
and maybe that'll
little
take up
bit-
a little bit more time.
Maybe that takes up a little bit more time for the season you're in. Coincidentally, getting in shape will make you a better father as well, I think.
I get it. So the percentage of the pie doesn't always have to be exactly the same. It's going to
Yeah.
change over time.
Yeah,
That's good advice.
I think so.
That's good advice.
And just sort of know and accept the fact that if you decide to lean into one, you're going to have to give up a little bit more of the others, and
right.
be okay with that and make that decision. And it might not be a decision that you make on your own. Maybe it's a conversation you have with your wife. Maybe it's a conversation you have with your kids, and say like, "Hey guys, look, I'm going to try and get this business going. I'm going to be hardcore into this business. I'm going to miss a few dinners for 6-12 months. Are we okay with that?"
Yeah,
And then
hopefully
lean
you get
into
the
that.
thumbs up.
And hopefully you get the thumbs up. And when it's, you can back off a little bit.
I think it's good to carve out some time for yourself and maybe join an activity
Yeah.
where you could meet a bunch of guys your age and just get out. And,
And it's only 2 months.
No, just have some time for yourself.
Absolutely.
A little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
you as a dad, as a you're working out, you're working hard.
Yes.
You need a little time to yourself too.
Yeah.
Yes, I
So
would
this
agree.
that I think that's an important
I would
thing
agree.
for your life.
I
too.
would agree. Okay, so I think we've come to the end.
Okay.
Ryan, thank you so much.
Thank you,
for,
guys.
for
Appreciate
coming
it.
on.
Yeah, this is great.
Learned a lot. I'm going to tease a little bit. I believe, I don't even know if you know this yet, but I think next episode's got to be a Christmas episode. Yeah. Don't you think?
We're gonna have Santa on.
I don't know. We could do anything, but I think it's got to be dedicated to Christmas.
Okay,
So let's start those ideas,
you got it.
right? But
Yep.
thank you all for watching and listening. And Ricky,
See ya.